All right, we're going to start with a cursory overview of how to forward engineer your schema into actual tables that you can enter data into. So when you have finally finished your schema entity relationship design, you can go ahead and move forward with the forward engineering. A couple things to check before you go to the next step are that your foreign keys must be the same data type and length as the primary key that they reference. So employee key has to be the same. We have a varchar 9 here, same, both in places. We have customer phone key as a car 10, order detail, integer. Okay, and if those, sorry, not that one, that's up before in there. Order detail quantity as an integer. And good heavens, there it is, order key, that's what I'm looking for. As my foreign key, product key is my other foreign key. Those need to match. If they don't, you will have an error. This won't work. Okay, so if you get those matched, everything's looking good. We're going to go to database, forward engineer. You may need to enter your password here if you haven't stored it. And now I've run into a couple of problems. First of all, you want to check these boxes, drop objects before each create statement, and generate drop schema. That basically what that does is completely wipe everything and give you fresh tables to enter. Okay, I've run into an issue with my index statements. I'll show you where that's coming in. I think that has to do with my versions being misaligned between my SQL Workbench and my SQL Server. So let's leave it as this first of all. So it gives me my create table and steps. And I had to tell it next, and I run into an error. It says there's a syntax problem near the word visible. Now that's an attribute that it's assigning to my some of my keys and some of my indexes. So what I've done, because I spend plenty of time in SQL Server, is I just took that and I go back to my SQL input window here, give myself a new SQL input window on the server, paste that in there, and then I've had to go through manually remove these visibles. I have yet to figure out how to do that through the application, so we're just going to shortcut that for now and enter the, manipulate the raw SQL, because until I have an answer for that one and why the visible gets written in there, I can't tell you how to get rid of it without just manually getting rid of it. So once you've cleared all those out, you can go ahead and execute your script. Watch down here your progress, bunch of green check marks. And then over here, right click on your system, refresh all, and there's your perfect pizza schema with 5 tables created. Okay. Now I have no data in my tables. We need to enter data into the tables. So from customer here, we're going to right click, select row, limit 1000. Boom, we have a table you can enter values into right here. Now a quick shortcut for that, I've recorded another video that has a quick shortcut on this as far as how to paste these in as a table. And it involves, if you have your textbook in a digital format, you can copy the textbook tables into a workbook or into a notepad, and then tab to limit those, then copy them over into MySQL Server, and it'll populate your tables. Okay, but stepping past all that, so you want to go ahead and manually enter all of the information here into these fields. So either manually enter it or copy it into them. With your data entered into your table here, you just go over here and click apply. It will generate an insert script for each row. Again, click apply, and when you've completed that correctly, it will tell you good job with the check mark there. Finish that up and move on and do all of your tables that way. So next table, right click. You will need to go in order of dependency. So customer order, you're actually not going to be able to enter data in customer order yet, because it requires employee key as a foreign key. And without the employee table being populated, it will give you an error. So you will need to proceed to the employee table next, and then the product table following that. And once you have those three source tables populated, then you can populate the customer order and order detail tabs in that order. Otherwise, you'll run into a foreign key availability errors. Okay, hopefully those will help. And if you have any more questions, just post up a new question on the discussion board.